Tola sat in the living room with her two close friends, Miriam and Sarah. They had grown up on the same street, gone to the same schools, and remained close even after university. Years ago, as teenagers, they made a promise. One day we'll all get married and have kids around the same time, and that's on period. Tola was the oldest. She believed she would be the first. In fact, she told herself she would be married before 30. But now, she was 30 and still single. Miriam got married at 23. Tola helped with the planning. Now, Sarah, at 24, was engaged. As they chatted about the upcoming wedding, the room buzzed with excitement. But Tola's heart was far away. She had been through many disappointments. The most recent was Michael. Just a few days ago, she caught him cheating again, for the second time. Yet, when Sarah turned to her and asked, "By the way, how far with Michael? You've not said anything about our brother." Tola smiled quickly. "Well, you know Michael. He's been giving me signs, sending gifts, calling me often. I feel like he's planning something huge. I have my fingers crossed." But it wasn't true. It was easier to lie than to explain the mess. After a while, she stood. I should get going. I have an early morning tomorrow." She hugged them both, said goodbye, and walked straight to her car. She got in and shut the door, but she didn't start the engine. She just sat there. This wasn't how things were supposed to go. She had imagined her friends cheering for her first. She had imagined being the one in a white dress, while they helped with the preparations. Instead, she was the one helping again, and the pressure was getting worse. At church, the aunties would smile and say, "Tola, we are waiting. When is your own wedding? Don't be preparing for other people and you're not planning your own." Tola, I had a dream last night. Hope you're not being too picky. That is why these men are running away. Your mates already have 2 children. Some will even laugh as they said it, but none of it felt funny. She sighed and leaned her head back. One of her colleagues at work had mentioned a prophet, someone who prays for people and within days, they get engaged. Tola had brushed it off before, but now, maybe it was time. Tola got to work early the next morning. She hadn't slept well. As soon as she dropped her bag, she went straight to Michelle's desk. "Michelle, listen. I need to see that prophet that you told me about. See, I'm serious. Time is not on my side. One of my friends just got engaged again. I don't know what is wrong with me. Maybe someone needs to wash my head. Michelle, is it possible that I'm cursed?" Michelle looked up and sighed. "Tola, relax. You're not cursed." "No, I'm serious, Michelle. I'm tired. I don't want to enter 31 still single." Michelle nodded. "Okay. You see, the prophet doesn't see people every time. He holds sessions only on the last Friday of each month. But as your friend, I can help you book. I'll call his assistant." "Oh, really? What do I need to do?" "Well, you will need to sow a seed," Michelle said. "That's how they confirm the booking. Once I send something on your behalf, they'll take it more seriously." Tola didn't argue. She opened a banking app and did a transfer to Michelle right there at her desk. "Please, my sister, just help me. I am ready to try anything." As they were talking, her phone rang. It was her boss. "Tola, come to my office now. I mean now." Tola went straight to Mr. Williams' office. "Tola, you'll be inspecting some of our new properties this weekend." Tola blinked. "Sir, I did inspection last month. I thought it was Mr. Fred's turn." Mr. Williams looked at her angrily. "Fred told me he won't be available. He's married. He has responsibilities." Tola kept quiet. "You, on the other hand, you're a single lady. You still have time on your hands. Don't let this stress you. Just make sure you're ready by Saturday. It's final." Tola nodded slowly and left the office. She didn't say anything else. As she stepped out, a message popped up on her phone. Her friends were discussing Sarah's bridal shower. Tola stared at the screen. She didn't know what excuse to give. The planning had already started. Later that night, around 9 p.m., she got home. The house was quiet. She went straight to the kitchen. She had cooked that morning before going to work. She opened the microwave. It was empty. She closed it and opened it again. Still nothing. She took a deep breath and called out, TJ! I know you're the one who ate this food. You better wake up. Her mother walked in. Hey, what's the matter? Mommy, I kept food here. Now it's gone. And I know it's only TJ that can eat somebody's food without asking. Is that why you're raising your voice? Mommy, I've not eaten anything today. So because of food, you are shouting. Don't you know he's a man? Men love food. If you were married, you will understand. Tola, I've been telling you, go and marry. Well, anyway, I'm praying for you. You need to go to your husband's house so that you can understand these things. And stop dragging food with your younger brother. But young lady, have class. Tola didn't respond. She left the kitchen and went to her room. She lay on the bed, facing the wall. There was no strength to cry. She whispered, God, when will all this end? Will I ever be married? Father, please listen. If I have done anything wrong, contrary to your will, and maybe I do not know about, Father, please show it to me so that I can pray about it. Please, God, I want to be married. One afternoon, Tola and Michelle went to see the prophet. The church was in a quiet corner of town. Inside it was dim. Candles lined the walls. A thick smell of incense filled the air. The prophet sat in front, dressed in a bright red gown. A red bonnet covered his head. A large diamond cross hung from his neck. Tola felt a bit uneasy, but she reminded herself, I can't keep suffering like this. I can't even go back. Michelle leaned in. Just stay calm. That's the prophet. He's very powerful. I'm sure God is telling him something about you right now. The prophet looked at her and said, Tola, she was shocked. You're carrying a spirit that does not want you to marry. But don't worry, we'll flog it out of you. Tola blinked. Flog? Michelle gave her a look. Just follow through. The prophet smiled. Not with a cane. We use special palm fronds, soak in holy water. You'll be fine. He told her to follow him to the back of the church. Two prayer members dressed in blue robes and blue bonnets were already waiting. Sit! Tola sat on the bare floor. Her hands were cold. The prophet dipped a bunch of palm fronds in a bowl of water, then raised it over her head. Don't scream! If you scream, the spirit will torment you because they know you are weak. Then the flogging began. She wanted to cry out, but she held it in. Her body stung. Her eyes burned. She looked at Michelle, but Michelle looked away. After several minutes, the prophet stopped. He wiped his forehead and handed her a small black soap. Use this to bathe, especially on the day of your friend's wedding. How did you know? He smiled. Use it well. All the men will notice you. That was the only thing that gave her a little hope. As she stood up, the prophet added, you can't live without sowing a seed. She didn't argue. She sent money to the account number he gave her. On the morning of the wedding, Tola bathed with the soap. Then she squeezed into a tight dress. It was hard to breathe, but she told herself, beauty is pain. At the wedding, she tried to smile, to laugh, to move around, but no one looked away. Not even one man walked up to her. She moved from group to group, trying to stay visible. Still nothing. Later, a handsome young man walked toward her. Her heart lifted. Maybe this is it. Excuse me? He said. Please, where is the restroom? She pointed, then watched him walk away. That was all. By the time she got home, her feet hurt. Her heart hurt more. She sat on her bed and stared at the floor. Then her phone buzzed. It was a notification from the YouVersion Bible app, one she hadn't opened in months. She tapped it. Proverbs 3:5-6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge him, and he will direct your path. Tola froze. She read it again, slowly. She felt like God was speaking to her. Stop trying to fix everything. Just trust me. She dropped the phone, fell to her knees, and began to cry. God, please forgive me. I thought I could do it on my own. I'm sorry. I will trust you. Even if nothing changes, I will still trust you, God. She stood up, took the black soap, and threw it in the dustbin. That night, she slept in peace. 2 months after Sarah's wedding, Tola called her. Hey, sis, do you want to hang out this weekend? I'm really bored. Maybe lunch. See, I'll pay for it. Sarah paused. Tola, don't you get the drill? I'm a married woman now. I have a lot on my plate. I can't do those things we used to do. Tola was quiet. I'm sorry. Okay, no problem. Later, she called Miriam. Miriam answered. Tola, I'm sorry. I can't come out either. I just want to stay home with my darling husband. But we can just hang out. I know. But you know how men are. I don't want him to start thinking that my single friend is trying to introduce me to anyone or teach me things. You know how jealous men are. If you were married, you will understand. I'm not trying to be sarcastic, right? I understand, and I'm sorry for being a bother. She ended the call, placed the phone on her chest, and closed her eyes. Tears rolled down her face, but this time she didn't complain. She simply said, God, please take control. Tola was on her way for a break when Mr. Williams called her. Hey, Tola, please come. I want to introduce you to someone. She turned back and walked towards him. Standing beside Mr. Williams was a tall man in a navy blue suit. His face was calm. His wristwatch looked more expensive than her entire salary. Tola, meet Mr. Tony Wale Coker. You'll be working closely with him on his new property expansion. Tola blinked. Wale Coker? She had heard the name before. He was one of the firm's biggest clients, a billionaire businessman whose family had been with the company for years. Sir, it's an honor to meet you, she said, extending her hand. The honor is mine, Tony replied, his voice low and warm. He gave her a small smile before walking off with Mr. Williams. Over the next few weeks, she began overseeing the inspection of Tony's sites. Their meetings were strictly professional at first, but he was always kind. He listened when she spoke, and he never made her feel small. Sometimes, after a long day of site visits, he would offer lunch. She said yes the first time, then again the second time. By the third time, it felt like something was changing. He didn't flirt, he wasn't loud, he simply paid attention. Then one day, over lunch, he said, I've been talking about you to my mom. She wants to meet you. Tola was quiet for a second. She said, I've never mentioned anyone like this before. 2 days later, she visited his parents. His mother served food herself. His father asked gentle questions about her background, her family, her faith. By the end of the visit, his mother said, Tony, don't waste time. This one is a keeper. Tola blushed. That night, she couldn't sleep. A few weeks after that, Tony called her. There are some of my business partners I would like you to meet. Please dress well. When the elevator's door opened, she froze. Violinists were playing softly. Rose petals were scattered along the rooftop floor. And there he was, Tony, on one knee, holding a ring. Tola, will you marry me? She nodded through tears. That night, she posted the proposal video online. Comments started flooding in. Messages poured in. Her following tripled in 2 days. As she sat on her bed that night, one thought filled her heart. This wedding will silence everybody. Miriam, Sarah, the aunties, everyone. From that moment, she became consumed with the preparations. Everything went on social media. The gown fittings, the shopping trips, the photo shoots. She did weekly vlogs. Her reels were going viral. For every comment that said, "You deserve this, girl," she posted 10 more videos. When it came to bridesmaids, her mother asked gently, "Will your friends Miriam and Sarah be among them?" Tola didn't look up. "No, they don't have to come if they don't want to. It's not by force." A few days later, Sarah and Miriam sent her a message. "Congratulations, Tola. We are happy for you." She didn't reply. She hired the best event planner in Lagos. Vendors were brought in from different states. A few even flew in from outside the country to prepare continental dishes. Money was not a problem. She was ready to empty her account if that's what it would take. She wanted the world to remember her wedding. Her cousin Amelia, a popular influencer, handled the bridesmaid audition post. It went viral. Each lady was required to meet a specific height and body type. Tola said it clearly. This is a billionaire wedding. It has to look the part. Over 100 women auditioned. On the day of selection, Tola sat on the white chair in a studio with glass walls. She watched each lady walk in. She shouted at the ones who couldn't catwalk properly. One girl tried to cry on cue and failed. Tola stood up and clapped once. "Next!" Finally, she picked 6. Every day, they had rehearsals and photo shoots. She made them practice how they would cry as she walked down the aisle. "Listen, you guys will be crying because you are happy for me," she said. "And I'll be crying too. It has to look real." She also designed the invitation boxes herself. Each one contained scented cards, a bottle of wine, and luxury treats. It cost millions. People who received the boxes posted them online with captions like, "This is not a wedding, it's an event." In the office, Tola made loud calls in the hallway. "Baby, the planner just sent the final guest list. Should I approve it?" "Darling, I think of switching the gown designer." She smiled whenever heads turned. One evening, her mother knocked on her door. "Have you prayed about all this?" Tola was applying lipstick in front of the mirror. "Mommy, please. I've got professionals handling everything. There's nothing to pray about." "Okay, what do I want to pray about?" Her mother didn't argue. She just nodded slowly. "Be careful, my daughter. The heart can forget God when it's too full of joy." Tola didn't respond. Later that night, as she watched one of her rehearsal videos, the light flickered. For a second, her reflection looked strange, distant. Then she smiled at her screen and pressed play again. Finally, the grand day came. The wedding was like something out of a movie. Tola's gown sparkled under the sun. The crystals on her veils caught the light. Her necklace glittered as she stepped out of the car. People stood up when she entered the church. The saxophonist played softly. Cameras were everywhere. Her father walked beside her, holding her arm. Just like they rehearsed, she began to cry. Behind her, the bridesmaid wept too. Everything was going exactly as planned. As she got to the altar, Tony smiled. The pastor opened his Bible and began the vows. "Tola," he said gently, "do you take this man, Tony Wale Coker, as your lawfully wedded husband?" There was silence. Tola looked at the pastor. Then she began to laugh. At first, people thought it was nerves, but the laughter grew louder. She took off her crown and threw it across the altar. Then she pulled at her veil. Her face twisted strangely. She laughed again, louder, wilder. People looked at each other in confusion. What's funny? someone whispered. The pastor stepped back. Tony reached out and tried to hold her hand. Tola, look at me. Are you okay? She turned to him but didn't answer. She began to tear her dress from the waist down. Her eyes were wide. Then she screamed and ran out of the church barefoot. People shouted. Some ran after her. Cameras kept recording. Tony followed her. Tola, wait! But she was gone. An ambulance came soon after. They found her shaking under a tree nearby. She couldn't speak. At the hospitals, doctors confirmed it. Tola had suffered a mental breakdown. Her mother sat by her bedside, crying and praying. She hadn't left the hospital since it happened. The news spread fast. Social media posts flew everywhere. Tony's parents were furious. They called him into a meeting. Son, listen, you can't go ahead with this, his father said. We have a family's name to protect. But Dad, she needs help, Tony says softly. But she has a history now. You will be affected. The press is already saying things. You have to end this. After days of pressure, Tony gave in. He went to the hospital one last time. He kissed her forehead gently. I'm sorry, Tola. I really wanted this, but I have to go. He walked out and never came back. Days passed. Tola still hadn't spoken. Then one afternoon, her mother's phone rang. It was the pastor. Madam, I heard what happened. I'm on my way. He arrived that evening and stood beside her bed. He looked at her and began to pray fervently. Lord, have mercy on this daughter of yours. Let every spirit of insanity be broken right now in the name of Jesus. As he prayed, Tola blinked. Slowly, her fingers moved. Then she whispered, Mommy. Her mother jumped. Jesus! Tola, can you hear me? The pastor smiled. Tola, do you know what happened? She shook her head. She was weak. There were 2 girls in your bridal train who were not sent by God. They were witches assigned to destroy your joy. Tola's eye widened. The pastor continued. Do you know the devil fights marriages that have a future? He sneaks in through bitterness, pride, and open doors you have given him. Tola looked down. You wanted to prove a point? You forgot to pray. You surrounded yourself with strangers because they look perfect on Instagram. It's not the first time. When I got married, my wife and I kept losing peace. Every house help we hired came with something strange. One night as I prayed, God asked me, who walked with you to the altar? That's when I remembered 2 of our bridal team were not clean. I broke the yoke through prayer. God doesn't bless us so that we can take revenge. That is not love, that is pride. Tola began to cry. I'm sorry. I just wanted to feel seen. I didn't know that everything I was doing was wrong. Tola, you are seen. God never stopped seeing you. A week later, Tola was discharged. She stopped posting online. She deleted all of the videos. She started studying her Bible again. One afternoon, Miriam and Sarah came to see her. It was a tearful reunion. They apologized to her for talking down at her because they were married. They forgave each other and promised to do better in their relationship. Please, before you go, I want to share something truly helpful. If you are in a season of waiting, healing, or recovery after a painful experience, and your heart is longing to know God more, I've carefully selected some books in my Amazon storefront just for you. These are not just books. They are the kind that can speak to you in quiet moments, draw you closer to God, and remind you that you're not alone. You'll find them linked in the pinned comment. Even if it's just one book, I believe it will minister to you deeply and bring you the peace your heart is searching for. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel. I'll see you in the next video showing on your screen right now.